What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Nothing But Skills, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a Division 2 video talking about the Division 2 state of the game. Yes, so not like the show state of the game that we see on Twitch. It's like the current state of the Division 2. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this because I see a lot of people in my comments on Twitter all over the place saying not that many people are playing the Division 2. Division 2 is dead. Why are you still playing this? Oh, people still play this. Yes, a lot of people still play the Division 2. This game is only, 3 months old? And in my comments, I had people who are just getting the game because they're saying that they just got to level 30 or they don't have time to play 24/7. So they're still enjoying the game. And that is where this game is excelling. This game is excelling with new Division 2 agents. I think the disappointment comes from the old hardcore Division 1 agents. I think that's where the disappointment comes from this game. The hardcore Division 1 PvP agents aren't having fun with the game because the PvP is a little bit different. But after Title Update 3, I'm personally having a lot of fun with PvP. I've been having a lot of fun in ODZ. I've been having fun in the normalization. I personally like the normalization a little bit more than ODZ because I feel like the time to kill in normalization is a little bit better because with Title Update 3, remember we did get that big buff to armor and health. So I just feel people are really tanky in the ODZ, and then especially with Unbreakable having that 1 extra health, it makes people who have almost 400k armor, you know, when you get 70% of that back, that's a lot of armor that you're getting back that you're having to go through. But they're both fun. I have fun in both ODZ and normalization. I just know when I go into one, time to kill is a little bit slower, and when I go into the other, time to kill is a little bit faster. And with Title Update 4 coming out, I feel like the improvement to the way we put mods on our gear is going to be an improvement that a lot of players are going to enjoy, and it simplifies builds in a way that people can understand it a little bit more. Because we used to have offensive system, offensive protocol, defensive system, defensive protocol, utility system, utility protocol, and then we had generic mods. And people were stacking those generic mods on the system mod slots so they could get that extra AR damage, LMG damage, SMG damage. But in Title Update 4, you no longer can put blue or purple mods on high-end gear. So that's going to even out the playing field a little bit more. But then they're actually going to simplify offensive system and offensive protocol and make it only an offensive slot. So then you could just put whatever mod you want in there as long as it's offensive. So if you don't want to use those protocol offensive or system offensive, you just don't have to use them. You can pick what you want. I think this is really going to help for those builds who want to stack a little bit more armor. Because remember, defensive system mods give you that armor and the protocol mod ones give you the health. So if you want to stack more armor on your defensive slots, you'll use those system ones, or if you want to stack more health, you use those protocol. So it just depends on what you're going for on your builds, and I think that's going to be really good for a lot of players who are really struggling at build making in the Division 2. So with all the changes that we've gotten from Title Update 1, 2, 3, and now 4 coming soon, I think this is only a step in the right direction, and I feel that as they keep tweaking the game, they keep refining the game, and they keep bringing new content, where we have episode 1 coming out, I think it was mid-July or sometime in July, and then episode 2 in the fall, and then episode 3 will be dropping early 2020. With all the new content coming, this game is just going to get better. And I think you just have to take it as a new game. If you guys came into Division 2 thinking, you know what, this is going to be like Division 1, I think that's where the big disappointment. I've said this same statement in multiple of my videos. I've talked about it before. I've said that, like, if you come into Division 2 thinking it was going to be Division 1, you might have been disappointed. And I feel like that's why we get a lot of disappointment in the player base. But then also I hear a lot of excitement in the player base. And I think that's the newer player base. Maybe the guys who never played Division 1 and Division 2 is the first game they got to play. And they love it. They're like, wow, this game is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. So for them, they're really enjoying the Division 2. And that's the difference between the community. We have half the community who play Division 1 and they have certain expectations. And then we have the second half that just got the Division 2, never played Division 1 and love it so much. And I'm in the middle. I played both. but I knew Division 2 was going to be different, and I have fun playing the Division 2. Like, I play this game literally every single day for about 4 or 5 hours. I record content, I go in the dark zone, I play PvE. I put hours and hours into this game, and I'm not bored with it. So obviously I'm having fun playing the game. No one just plays a game for hours and hours at a time and not have fun. My friends that still play the game love it. I do have some friends who were a little upset with it, but overall, like, the people I play with from Division 1, they came into Division 2 and they're like, you know what, I like this. I honestly like this game, and it's fun. And then I play with a lot of new players who didn't play Division 1 as much. They only played a little bit, and then they actually love Division 2. They love the Dark Zone. They love PvE content. They love trying to go for the raid. They love farming. And that's what's great about this game, that maybe it's not your cup of tea, but it's somebody's cup of tea. And to say, hey, why are you still playing this? Oh, people still play this. No, a lot of people still play the Division 2, and the community is really strong. Not only that, like with the raid, I think it brought the community a little bit together and finding people to play with. Yes, people are upset because there's no matchmaking, but my honest opinion on the raid hasn't changed from day one. I played with players randomly and tried to beat the raid, and it's tough, right? Like, it's not something simple to do. And if you add something like matchmaking, I know this sucks for the solo players, even if you add something like matchmaking, say if you get 4 guys who have a mic, 4 guys who don't have a mic. Okay, well, you're going to try to complete the raid without talking? So that won't work. And then, say by the time you vote those guys off, or you find another matchmaking, say you get 6 guys with a mic and 2 guys not. You have the same problem over and over. Now, say you get 8 guys with a mic. You don't even know what builds they have. Say these 8 guys all have mics, but 4 guys have a build and 4 guys don't. You may be able to beat one boss, but then you're going to find out pretty quick that if you guys don't have builds as a team, you guys won't beat it, or it's going to take you hours and hours. And what about the teams that have been trying this as a team for 36 hours, or for 4 days, or 5 days, or 6 days, and they still haven't beat it? You think those guys think that matchmaking would help? Matchmaking will not help, in my opinion, with the raid. It'll let you get in the raid and then just fail it, and then you'll realize, wow, I really need to find a team. Maybe you'll meet players that are really good and you'll get lucky and you'll beat the raid. But think about it, guys who are really good, do you think they're going to be matchmaking, or you think they're going to already have their team, right? So the players you're going to get on there is going to be a lot of solo players. Not saying they're not good, but it's going to be a lot of solo players that you don't know what type of build they're running. You don't know what kind of communication you have with them, and the chances of you guys succeeding at completing the raid is going to be slim. I just think that having another way might be better. I created a Discord not too long ago, and I just created chat rooms in there. I'll put a link in the description box if you guys want to check out that. We've been having a lot of players in there. I think we went up like 600 new members in just the last week, and it's all people looking for the raid. So there's looking for groups for PC, PS4, and Xbox. So everybody can go in there and find a group. And I think even the Division has one, and I think that's a lot better than in-game matchmaking. Now, I'm going to say this. I do hope that they bring matchmaking. And the only reason is because if you give the players the option, they can't complain about it. So even though I think it's not going to work, right? Even though I think it's not something that's going to be possible for people to beat, I want you guys to have matchmaking for the solo players. And then after they try matchmaking, if they realize it doesn't work, maybe they'll finally go and try those Discords. That is a place that you can post what your build is. You guys can post what time you play on, and you can set up a time instead of having to do matchmaking. I think that will be better. But give the player base matchmaking. Let them realize, you know what, maybe matchmaking isn't the best thing for a raid that's really hard for players who've never completed it. Like for me, I don't think the raid's hard anymore. But for players who haven't completed this, I think it's 100% too difficult for matchmaking. But to honestly be able to come to that conclusion, we have to have matchmaking, and then we can look at the stats. Because after they make matchmaking, they can say how many groups completed the raid with matchmaking and how many groups failed it. And that would be the best stat they could give out to the community. And they could say, hey, look, we brought you guys matchmaking, but these are the stats after a week. These are the stats after 2 weeks. And this was our biggest concern and why we didn't want to bring matchmaking into the raid. And just give us their explanation after they have solid facts. But to sum this all up, I just want to say Division 2 is still alive, it's still moving forward, and it's only going to get better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, leave a thumbs up as always, and until the next video, nothing but skills out.